Today on CTV News at 5, one person is dead after a fatal crash between Ayr and Drumbo. The road closures and investigation. Plus, the deadline and disappointment. We'll find out what drivers can expect locally when speed cameras are offline tomorrow. And Canada loses its measles elimination status. The local impact and what could be adding to the vaccination strain. CTV News at 5 starts right now. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here with us. We begin with another deadly crash along a major stretch of the 401. The two-vehicle collision taking place during the early morning rush. CTV's Ashley Bacon has the details.
Traffic on the early morning commute sitting at a standstill after a fatal collision on the 401 just west of Ayr, involving two large trucks.
Both traveling eastbound, one of which had collided with another in the rear of that commercial motor vehicle.
Ontario Provincial Police Constable Matthew Foster says the driver of that second truck behind the other one was a 26-year-old man from Brampton who died at the scene.
I'm sad to say that the driver of that CMV was pronounced deceased at scene. The driver of the other commercial motor vehicle was uninjured. Our thoughts are with the deceased family and loved ones at this time.
This was the scene along roadways parallel with the 401. Many drivers taking a detour to get around the tragic scene, while the eastbound lanes were closed for the investigation. While the cause of this crash is not clear, police are reminding people in a week where a number of serious collisions have taken place that it's crucial to be aware of your surroundings.
We want to remain vigilant while traveling on the roads. That road conditions can change very quickly. Just give yourself some extra time, and we just want everyone to drive safely and get home to wherever they're going.
Meanwhile, investigators poring over the scene, collecting evidence. And as police continue the investigation into the cause of the collision, they're asking any drivers who are passing through the area at the time for dash cam footage. Ashley Bacon, CTV News.
The trial for a Kitchener Justice of the Peace over a confrontation at the Waterloo Region Courthouse has wrapped up after only 2 days. We'll go to CTV's Tony Grace live in studio for a closer look at this and more. Tony.
Well, Leanne, James Ziegler was expected to take the stand today and testify about his role in an April 2024 incident involving another Justice of the Peace, but he didn't. Instead, the defense applied for directed verdicts of acquittal, asking the judge to drop the forcible confinement and criminal harassment charges over a lack of evidence. The judge dismissed that request, saying the Crown's case meets the necessary threshold to continue. The defense didn't call any evidence. CTV's Alexandra Hollick tells us about the closing submissions coming up at 6. And also tonight, the penalty hearing for Guelph police officer Corey MacArthur, who admitted to assaulting a teenager who was handcuffed to a hospital bed, resumed today. A forensic psychiatrist was questioned by MacArthur's legal team about how PTSD has evolved over time, especially relating to policing, and whether MacArthur blaming his actions at the hospital on PTSD has any merit. The psychiatrist acknowledged there's much to learn about wellness in policing, but also calls PTSD one of the most exaggerated illnesses in psychiatry. CTV's Spencer Turcott brings us more from those proceedings tonight at 6. Leanne, back over to you.
Okay, Tony, thank you. And Alex is here as we take a look at our weather forecast. Wow, was it ever nice to see a little bit of sunshine out there today? It makes it so much better because November is such a dreary month.
And it doesn't get better when it's full-on cloud cover. We're starting to get used to some cooler conditions. But I know during our walk this morning out with the pup, I feel like we saw a little bit of everything. And it obviously depends on where you're joining us from. But we saw the sun, and then it was cloud cover. We got a little snow, and then a bit of rain.
Okay, well, I was lucky. I was right in the sun. So
You were very lucky. But outside right now, as we take a look at our satellite and radar map, a little bit of cloud cover still out there for some, depending on where you are. Some a little bit further north might be seeing some scattered shower activity out there this hour. And right now, for us here in Kitchener-Waterloo, sitting at our daytime high, 5 degrees this hour. Many of us still in that single digits. A little bit warmer if you are in the southwest. Windsor, for example, in the double digits, sitting at 10 degrees this hour. And as we take a live look outside, a beautiful, beautiful shot of this evening's sunset and that sun going down now before 5 o'clock.
See, we finally got a nice sunset because we saw some sun out there.
We did.
Finally today. It's been a couple of days with just cloud cover.
We need some shots like this.
We do. Okay, here's what you need to know. Get into the festive spirit at Royal City Nursery in Guelph. Check out their holiday market November 15th and 16th between 10 to 4. From Christmas trees to holiday decor, inside and out, we know there is something for everyone there at Royal City Nursery. Admission is free.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news.
Speed cameras will go offline in Ontario tomorrow. Today, the final day of the automatic speed camera they'll be in operation after the province passed a bill mandating their removal. The region of Waterloo has 28 cameras in operation. The city of Guelph has 12. The city of Guelph says the program was successful for them, and they're sad to see it go.
When it started in August 2023, only 1 out of every 3 vehicles drivers going through a school zone was at the posted speed limit, so 33%. And by September of this year, we had that up to 80%. So 4 out of every 5 drivers were now complying with the speed limits in school zones.
Anyone who receives a ticket on or before November 13th is still expected to pay the fine. Earlier this week, Canada lost its measles elimination status, which some health experts have described as a wake-up call. Let's discuss with Dr. Nicola Mercer, the Medical Officer of Health in Wellington, Dufferin, Guelph. Hi, Dr. Mercer.
And thanks for having me.
Can you talk about what this means, not only on the national level, but also what it means here at a local level?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So what it means when you have lost your status, it means that a country has ongoing transmission of the measles virus. And what we've had in Canada now for about a year is people have been getting measles, not just in our local area, but all across Ontario and across Canada. And when we look genetically at what that virus was, we could tell it's the exact same strain. So it tells us that as a country that we've been having ongoing transmission of measles, the same measles virus from person to person across Canada of people who are susceptible to the virus. So what it means for the country as a whole is, unfortunately, we have lost our designation as a country where you can't get measles. So for people who come to Canada now, they'll be told you could get measles if you come to Canada. And for locally, what it means, if you're raising your family, if you or your family are not vaccinated for measles, it means you could go to someplace, you could holiday in Canada, and you could potentially get measles.
We've heard this news described as embarrassing, as a shock, as a surprise. How does it come to you?
Well, it wasn't actually a surprise for me. In fact, I probably would have been more surprised if we hadn't have lost our measles elimination status. And that's because it's been ongoing for about a year now. We've had so many cases pop up here and there across Canada that, again, this ongoing transmission was very concerning. So, yeah, not a surprise for me. Is it disappointing? Yes, very disappointing, because measles is actually entirely preventable with a vaccine.
And we have had, of course, multiple conversations about the importance of getting vaccinated against measles and many other diseases as well. Do we know at this point what vaccination rate is needed in order to prevent measles outbreaks from happening?
Yeah, and measles is one of the most highly transmissible diseases that we have out there. And so because it's very transmissible, we need actually really high rates of vaccination in order to prevent it from going to person. So even 95% may not even be enough, probably closer to 98%. So if your child is not vaccinated and they're going to a school where the vaccination rate within that school is below 95%, it means a case of measles in that school could easily infect every child within that school who's susceptible, who is not vaccinated.
Now, some critics have linked the loss to issues within provincial authorities like public health funding cuts or the family doctor crisis. What's your response to these types of concerns at this time?
Well, I'm a medical officer of health, which means that I have an area within the province of Ontario that I look after. So I take it seriously. It's a responsibility that I take seriously in order to ensure that we provide the vaccine to school children, that we make sure parents know whether their child is vaccinated or not. So that's sort of what I think is on me. In terms of the family doctor crisis in particular, I think that this is likely to be another component that would improve our vaccination rates. So for people who are hesitant about vaccines broadly, not just the measles vaccine, but if you have questions and you don't have anybody that you trust that you can ask those questions to, then you may go to untrustworthy sites, friends or relatives who may be well-meaning but don't give you correct information, or perhaps on the internet where there's a whole bunch of information that's just not correct. So I do think not having a family physician or a primary care provider to answer those questions is a part of the puzzle that, when we fix that, will also help our vaccination rates.
For people wondering, where do we go from here? What needs to be done in order to get the elimination status back?
This can be brought back. So what we need to do is we need to have 12 months with no transmission, ongoing transmission. So of course, cases of measles will always come to Canada from other countries. That happens. It happens all the time. But as long as there's no spread within Canada, then we can get this back. So it's going to take at least a year. But more importantly, it's going to take a lot more vaccines to go into the arms of people who right now are not vaccinated or have declined vaccination, or maybe there are people who just don't even know that they haven't been vaccinated as a child. So it's going to take a lot of work, and I don't expect that we'll get it back maybe in a year, but we will get this vaccination elimination status back. I just think it's going to take a lot of effort on the part of many health officials and many primary care providers all across Canada.
One step at a time. Thank you for breaking this down for us, Dr. Mercer. Dr. Nicola Mercer is the Medical Officer of Health in Wellington, Dufferin, Guelph. Thanks again.
And thank you.
If you are looking for something to do on this Thursday evening, the Juno and iHeartRadio Music Award-winning group, the Strumbellas, are taking over Maxwell's concerts and events in Waterloo. The show's tonight at 7 p.m. Tickets can be purchased online.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Well, we were talking about it, that it was nice to see the sunshine. I guess on my morning walk, I was right in the sunshine, but you had a bit of a different morning. And like you said, it totally depends where you're joining us from, because that's November. The weather can be up, down, all around.
You just never know what we're going to get. Really a mixed bag, which we have been chatting about for pretty much most of this month. And we are getting into that mid-November area, believe it or not. It kind of feels like it just started officially.
It was a little bit windy out there today, too.
It was, yeah. So the wind gusts, that was one thing I know some people in the newsroom were talking about as well. 30 kilometers an hour, some wind gusts up to 50 kilometers an hour at some point today. But as we take a live look from Emerald Avenue in the city of Kitchener, this hour we are still enjoying quite a beautiful sunset, but quite a difference. That sun setting earlier and earlier, now officially in the 4 o'clock hour as well. Yes, it is hard to believe we are getting closer to those winter evenings as well. When we start with our futurecast, though, for this evening, we saw in that live shot there a little bit of cloud cover for us here in the city of Kitchener this hour, but some areas a little bit further north, potentially seeing some mixing conditions this hour. Peterborough seeing a little bit of snow out there tonight as well. Getting into the rest of your evening, into the overnight hours, though, that cloud cover expected to clear, so we should have some clear patches. And then getting into your Friday at this point, we could see a mix of sun and cloud at this point for now, before another system of wet weather could roll in. Take a look at that for your Saturday around 5 o'clock or so. Many areas might want to keep that umbrella handy just in case. We have dropped down 1 degree. It is currently 4 here in Kitchener-Waterloo, 6 in Goderich, 3 in Mount Forest. We hit a daytime high today of 5 degrees. So getting into the overnight, -1 is our expected overnight low. Earlier in the day, we should have been hitting around 0 at this point, so it's actually estimated to go down by 1 degree, partly cloudy, and again, conditions should clear as we get into the overnight. And then tomorrow, another daytime high of 5 expected, mix of sun and clouds, so hopefully we get to enjoy a little bit of that vitamin D as well. So in terms of our almanac for the day, we're setting pretty seasonal for this time of year. Normal for this time is about a 6. Today we hit a 5, so just off by 1 degree. Low, we are slightly above seasonal for this time of year, and that record high 16.4 that was set back on this day 1989, and -11.3, so quite chilly overnight on this day in 2019. And yes, the sunrise later and later, 7:13 in the morning, and setting 4:59 officially tonight. So over the next few days, once we get to enjoy a little bit of sun and clouds, so if you have outdoor plans, tomorrow looks like a pretty good day for that. Saturday is when we could see that chance for a bit of wet weather to roll in, but it should warm up a little bit, getting into the double digits, 10 degrees for our daytime high, then cooling down to 2 as we get into the overnight hour. Then looking at Sunday at this point, possibly we could see a little bit of mixing conditions with a high of 5.
Let's take a look at what is trending today. Taylor Swift released a new trailer for an upcoming documentary series about her record-breaking Eras tour.
I wanted to overserve the fans in terms of the amount of songs they were going to hear and how far I was going to push myself.
The trailer offers a new look at the 6-episode series with behind-the-scenes video from the world tour and Taylor Swift's life as she crisscrossed the globe with her band, dancers, and family members. The End of an Era also features several celebrity cameos, including her fiancé, Travis Kelce. The first episode streamed December 12th on Disney+. It'll be good to see a look behind the scenes.
And pretty iconic,
yes,
too. Speaking of Disney, stocks in the media and entertainment giant are down nearly 9% today. This follows a mixed quarterly results report. Overall revenue for the latest period totaling $22.46 billion, so slightly below Wall Street estimates. Weakness in the cable and box office divisions were offset by strength in Disney's theme parks and its streaming business. Disney Plus saw a 3% increase in paid subscribers across the U.S. and Canada, despite a surge in cancellations when Jimmy Kimmel was temporarily taken off the air at Disney's ABC.
Still ahead on CTV News at 5, a local beer producer is being recognized for their water conservation efforts. How Carlsberg Canada is brewing today for a better tomorrow and making strides to help the environment.
And here's what you need to know. Stroll, shop, and celebrate in the Festival City. St. Joseph's Church Christmas Market happening on Saturday between 9 and 1 p.m. in the city of Stratford. So enjoy some great food, an auction, crafts, and much more. Stay with us.
Bounce 99.5 has the music you just can't quit. Home of Bounce Mornings with Angie Hill and Sarge. KW's Bounce 99.5. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
Waterloo Regional Police are asking for the public's help in their search for a missing woman. The 52-year-old was last seen in the Kingsdale area of Kitchener Tuesday. You can get a closer look at the photo and more details, ctvnewskitchener.ca. And here's the final 5 stories we're keeping an eye on. Housing advocates say the federal government missed out on opportunities to improve the housing situation in last week's budget. The president of the Canadian Home Builders Association says the government's plan to double the current pace of home construction is an aspirational target and says changes will be needed to achieve that goal. He also says the plan to focus on tackling homelessness is important, but it represents only 1% of the total housing stock that's needed. The province is offering a preview of how it could cut the number of conservation authorities in Ontario from 36 down to 7. In the proposed plan, Waterloo Region and neighboring municipalities would be served by one organization called the Lake Erie Regional Conservation Authority. It would cover all southern Ontario watersheds that drain into Lake Erie. The proposal is currently under consultation and no final decisions have been made. The government has said the current system is fragmented, with each conservation authority having its own policies, standards, and fees. Carlsberg, Canada is being recognized for making strides to reduce their water use. The beer producer, formerly known as Waterloo Brewing, is the recipient of Waterloo Region's Water Efficiency Excellence Award. Staff were presented the award at a regional council meeting last month.
What is very important, because it's such a big portion of brewing a beer, it's actually more than 90% of a beer consists of water. That's why it's so important to be aware on how we're actually using the raw materials that we use in the production of beers. And we have global standards, and we have standards here to actually bring down the water uses over time.
The company saved more than 100,000 cubic meters of water from 2023 to 2024. To put that into perspective, it's the amount that would fill 40 Olympic-sized swimming pools. As the holiday shopping season approaches, Target is ordering its employees to smile. The retail giant's new directive is dubbed the 10-4 program. If a shopper comes within 10 feet of you, then make sure you smile, make eye contact, and greet or wave. If they come closer, within 4 feet, ask if they need help or how their day is going. The initiative is Target's latest effort to make its stores more welcoming and reverse its streak of weak sales. The company says it found that key consumer metric rose when shoppers were greeted or acknowledged. And the jackpot in a lottery stateside is approaching $1 billion. The estimated prize for Friday's Mega Millions drawing is $965 million. That's because no ticket matched all 6 numbers last night. The estimated cash payout is $445.3 million. Friday's drawing will be the 40th since the last win on June 27th. That is a game record. The odds of winning overall are 1 in more than 290 million, but the odds of winning any prize are 1 in 23. Hey, not a bad chance to at least win something. That's it for us. We'll be back at 6. Have a good night.